Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about the systems that run, well, pretty much everything in the business world, from your finances to your supply chain. And right now, they're in the middle of a massive evolution. We're going to map out one of the most important transformations happening today, the journey from the classic SAP ECC to the super smart, future-ready S/4HANA platform. For so many businesses, this isn't just some far-off hypothetical question. It's a real strategic crossroads. The system that's been the absolute backbone of their operations for decades, well, it's facing a deadline you just can't ignore. And believe me, the clock is ticking. And this is the number that's driving this entire conversation, 2027. That is the year SAP has officially set for the end of mainstream support for its super popular ECC system. It's basically marking the end of an era for thousands and thousands of companies. And let's be clear, this forces a decision that goes way beyond the IT department. We're talking about defining your company's digital future, how agile it can be, and really its ability to compete in a world that demands real-time information and intelligent processes. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with that big deadline, then we'll break down the differences between the systems, check out your migration options, look at the tools SAP offers, talk about the risks, and finally get a glimpse of what a truly future-ready company looks like. Let's dive in. All right, first things first. Let's really get into the why behind all this, the context, and the very real urgency that's pushing this massive shift in the enterprise tech world. As you can see on this timeline, SAP's ERP has come a long, long way. From R/3 way back in '92 to ECC, which really became the standard in 2004. But the real game changer? That was 2015, with the launch of S/4HANA. That single event started the countdown to this 2027 deadline, making it crystal clear that the future is being built on a totally new foundation. So what's the actual difference between the old world of ECC and this new world of S/4HANA? Well, it's a huge shift from a system that just records what happened to one that actually helps you decide what should happen next. For years, SAP ECC has been an absolute workhorse. Incredibly reliable. Its modular design let businesses manage everything. But here's the thing. Its architecture was designed for a different era, before the cloud, before big data. It relies on those traditional disk-based databases. As for S/4HANA, on the other hand, is a total rethink from the ground up. It's built to run only on SAP's in-memory HANA database. Now, that's not just a technical detail. That's the engine that powers the whole thing. It transforms the ERP from a passive system that just sits there into a proactive, intelligent core for your entire business. And this is where it gets really interesting. Look at how each difference here builds on the last one. The super-fast HANA database allows for a much, much simpler data model, like combining all your financial data into a single table, the universal journal. That simplicity then makes real-time analytics possible right inside the system. And that data gets delivered through the modern Fiori interface. It's like a chain reaction of innovation. Okay, so you're on board, but how do you actually get to S/4HANA? Well, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. This is a huge strategic decision with some serious long-term consequences for how your business runs. You've got a few ways to tackle this, but let's focus on the two most common paths. Think of it like this. Greenfield is like tearing down an old house and building a brand new one from scratch, a total reinvention. Brownfield is more like a renovation. You're upgrading your existing house, keeping the foundation and structure in place. And yeah, there's a third option, hybrid, that kind of mixes the two. So here it is, the big trade-off. On one side, you've got the Greenfield approach. It gives you a totally clean slate, a chance to reinvent, but it's a bigger, longer project. On the other side, the Brownfield approach is faster, and it saves your history, but you run the risk of dragging old problems and complexity into your shiny new world. Choosing the right path is all about finding what's best for your business. Now for the good news. You are not going on this journey alone. SAP has put together a really powerful set of tools and programs to help guide you and speed up your transformation to a cloud ERP. So, to help with this, SAP created something called Rise with SAP. As you can see, it's not just software. It's this whole package built on 3 pillars. It bundles your license, your cloud infrastructure, and a bunch of services into one single contract. The entire point is to give you a guided, much simpler path to the cloud. And working right alongside Rise is the SAP Business Technology Platform, or BTP. The easiest way to think about BTP is as the innovation garage for your new digital core. It's where you can quickly build new apps, connect to other systems, and create automations without messing with the core system. And that leads us to what SAP calls the clean core strategy. And honestly, this is a game changer. The whole idea is to keep your main S/4HANA system as standard as possible. Why? Well, just imagine being able to apply a critical security update in a few hours instead of a few months, all because you don't have to test thousands of lines of custom code. That is the power of a clean and agile core.
Of course, a project this massive isn't without its challenges. So let's get real for a minute and talk about the common risks, because knowing what they are is the absolute first step to beating them.
These are the hurdles that trip up companies most often. Data migration, for example, that's probably the single most critical and mistake-prone part of the whole thing. And all that custom code that's been built up over the years, that can turn into a huge compatibility headache if you don't manage it carefully from the start. But look, the good news is all of these risks are totally manageable. The key is a strategy built on just meticulous preparation. That means you've got to have a comprehensive plan, you've got to do the hard work of cleaning and validating your data before you move it, and this is critical, bring in experienced partners who've already made this journey. Because finishing the migration, that's not the end of the road. It's the launch pad. It's the beginning of a whole new way of running your business, powered by an intelligent, data-driven core. This quote just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures the true spirit of this whole thing. You're not just swapping out old tech for new tech. You're actually unlocking new ways of doing business, getting deeper insights, and setting yourself up for future growth. And this is what that future really looks like. S/4HANA becomes the digital core that powers the next wave of business tech. We're talking about embedding AI directly into your finance processes. We're talking about automating entire workflows from end to end, and even building sustainability data right into your financial reporting. It's the foundation for a truly agile company. So the path is laid out. It's a journey that gives you this rare chance to not just upgrade your technology, but to fundamentally rethink and reinvent how your business creates value in this digital-first world. The only real question left is, where will your journey take you?